come here, and I can come here, and I can push off, and here. Welcome, welcome. Let me greet you first. Hello, my name is Instructor Carlo. I welcome you today. Now, as a martial artist, I feel like Tai Chi can be applied to any martial art, and it improves not only with just breathing, okay, but your ability to transition from one movement to another. Okay, it helps to loosen up and limber the joints and the tendons and strengthen the ligaments and improve overall body physiology. Okay, I don't want to say anything that's not like that's not scientifically sound. That's one of the benefits of this channel, is that I take the approach of integrating both holistic and conventional, Eastern and Western, North, South. We combine everything, okay? And I say that jokingly, meaning that this really is an integrative experience in terms of trying to teach. I'm trying to bring more of an aspect. It's not easy to start up a school. It's not easy to gain students that want to continuously train, okay? So part of the martial arts is training yourself, training other people, and showcasing the potential of what people can become. So let's go ahead and get started here. There's a lot of movements in Tai Chi, and I enjoy using boxing gloves because I'm working on getting my MMA gloves here. And a long story short, it gives you a little bit of versatility, okay? And when people see the boxing gloves, they think I'm a boxer. I'm not a boxer. I am a Kung Fu martial artist. You'll hear it when you get to other places. They'll say, oh, that's the Muay Thai guy, that's the Jeet Kune Do guy, that's the boxing guy, that's the Jiu-Jitsu guy, or gal, okay? So let's go ahead and get started here. So there's lots of movements you can do, even from the beginning movement here. Come up, we come down, okay? And from the style that I teach, the initial style, because we've been teaching, we immediately go to wave hands like clouds, okay? Now, if you ever saw a boxer doing this, you would wonder, okay? Wave hands like clouds though, okay? You just adjust it. It teaches you how to move with your legs and shift with your hips, rotate with your hips, okay? Now, I'm not going to do the correlate things, but when you're, for instance, when you're doing wave hands like clouds, you're here, I'm here, I come, I step up, I'm rotating with one hand and blocking with the other. One hand comes up, one hand goes down, and then you rotate again. Now, if you notice with this hand, the bottom hand, it can be a hook, or it can be a shovel punch. I like to use it as a shovel punch. So I'm here, as you can see, your opponent strikes, you step, you block. Okay, I'm here, or you block here, or if you're here, you block, and then you strike. Here, strike. And it doesn't necessarily have to follow the form exactly. You don't have to be here and move. You can adjust it accordingly. So if I'm here, I block my opponent, and I'm still protecting myself, and I strike, okay? And again, you want to make sure you have good footing. Strike here, strike here. Now I'm switching my feet just for purposes, just to demonstrate, but for here, you're also not gonna, probably gonna try to strike without moving as much. You're gonna strike from where you're at. So that's where the hip rotation action comes in. Here, 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 okay? Okay, so that's just one aspect. The other, ward off, roll back, press, and push. Let's say we're here, and we step, and we come and we push. Here, here. Step back, and push. Again, you're seeing a boxer doing these moves, you'd think, okay, none of this would be applicable because you're constantly doing this, right? 1, 2. And again, there's a lot of different elements. Tai Chi, we keep both heels on the ground, okay? And this is how you move, okay? boxers will have that spring. Most boxers, at least what I know, right, will have the spring in the foot. Karate practitioners, other martial arts will have the spring in the foot. Jeet Kune Do practitioners will have the back spring. Sifu Bruce used the back spring. Okay, he was a firm believer in that aspect. Okay, so you adjust accordingly. Okay, I don't use the back spring. I keep both feet on the ground at all times. Okay, and then it's depending on how you move. But again, you have to go with what works. Okay, and following the Sifu Bruce's famous words. Okay, to use what's useful to you and to study. And if you don't find it applicable, you don't have to use it. Okay, you can move on to the next thing and then adapt those skills. Okay, so this move can be very applicable if you're blocking someone. If I'm here, I'm going to block, I'm going to step in, I'm going to make sure I have their flank open. I'm going to go underneath their arms, and when I'm ready, strike. Okay? You're here, you block, strike. Okay? If I were to demonstrate it, you step, and you're here, but you don't have to follow this. You can come in here and strike. Okay? You can adjust it accordingly. Okay, so if I'm here, I'm blocking, I'm underneath my opponent's armpit, and then I strike, or strike. Okay, then you can do whatever needs to be done. Okay, hence with Tai Chi, it's you can really see it's a standing grappling art, right? Because a lot of the movements, you're taking your opponent and you're grabbing the arm and you're pushing and you're pulling and you're dragging and you're using your body standing up. Okay, so that's why when you understand some of the principles, you can see how some of these martial arts can help one another understand. You can understand some of the principles, the circling, things like that, and like the grappling arts, the ground grappling arts. I just wanted to show you a little bit how you can apply these moves. So how can you apply? You might see this movement here, the ending movement. Oh, no, sorry. Where we're doing our kick, we circle here, and then we circle and we kick. Okay. The kick comes after you've cleared the arms. It's not like you get one opponent here, and then you're kicking here and doing that. No. The kick comes after you get the opponent's arm. So if you're in this position, you're gonna block. You're gonna block. This is arm number one, arm number two. If I have, or I can come here, and I can come here, and I can push off and kick. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Our Tai Chi kick, they call it a teep kick, right? Muay Thai or MMA. And so there's different ways you can apply the Tai Chi, but overall it helps you with the fluidity. It helps you build your strength and martial arts. And I'm actually going to call this 3 ways you can use Tai Chi in martial arts. Maybe not. Who knows? Okay. I thank you for joining us. You have a great day. And keep training.